What is going on, guys? Bink from R8X Digital, a marketing agency built by a landscaper for landscapers. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of running Facebook ads for your landscaping business. Now, obviously, there's a lot of good things and a lot of bad things when it comes to running Facebook ads, or just things you should be aware of. So I'm going to break all of that down for you in this video and hopefully give you some insight and some knowledge to maybe make a better decision as far as if Facebook ads is something that's right for you and for your company. Now, obviously, I run a marketing agency. I run Facebook ads for my clients, and I wouldn't be making a video like this if I didn't think there was value in it, right? I would not be running Facebook ads for my clients if I didn't think it was going to be beneficial and be a positive return on investment for them. So obviously, I do these. I'm going to talk about the cons and be completely transparent as far as why there are some downsides to running Facebook ads. And generally speaking, I'm going to be contrasting Facebook compared to Google ads, because those are the two primary forms of paid advertising that you can do as a landscaping business. And I'm kind of going to be, just for context, so you know what I'm talking about in most of this, going to be comparing Facebook to Google. So let's get started. I'll break down some of the cons first, because probably you guys are more interested in the reasons why you shouldn't than the reasons why you should. And by the end of this video, hopefully you have a little more insight as far as why Facebook ads can be great, but also some of the things that you're going to need to be aware of as far as reasons why they can be a little tricky sometimes. So let's start by the fact that Facebook is owned by Meta, which also owns Instagram, or let's do IG. So when you run Facebook ads, you're doing it in Facebook or Meta Business Manager, and understand that you have access to Instagram and Facebook as a result of that. Now, both of these platforms are social media platforms, and on there you are going to be competing for people's attention, which is point number one when it comes to cons. People are on Facebook and Instagram to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with their family, keep up with, just general life stuff. They want to be entertained. They want to be watching informative content. People aren't going on Facebook to be like, oh, gee, I hope in my Facebook feed I see an advertisement for a landscaper because I'm really thinking about my lawn. You know what I mean? So generally speaking, people are not on Facebook to be advertised to. However, they are probably at this point in time kind of accustomed to seeing paid advertisements. So understand that you need to have a very catchy, very appealing offer, and you need good content if you're going to be, advertising on Facebook, because you need to be able to capture their attention, provide them with an offer that's good, and then also make them start thinking about, oh, gee, maybe I could use these guys for my lawn mowing or my, garden installation, my mulch, my hardscape, my patio, whatever. So understand that while you're on Facebook and running ads, you're competing with people's attention against content that is designed to be extremely, dopamine friendly. That is, keeping them on that platform, short form content. They're scrolling, they're swiping. So it's hard to kind of capture their attention and get them to even pay attention to your ad in the first place. Now, because of that, people are on Facebook, and they are on Facebook for, generally speaking, like hours at a time, right? When people enter that content loop, that spiral, you know what I mean? They're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So Facebook as a business, and Instagram as well, we're again seeing them as kind of one entity. Facebook does not want to promote something that is going to get people to leave their platform, right? Facebook makes money when people's eyeballs are glued to Facebook, right? So one con is that to get people to leave Facebook to go to your website or to go to a lead form or something like that is going to be difficult. Not only because people are, stuck in the spiral of consuming Facebook content, but also Facebook doesn't necessarily want to promote you taking people off of their platform. So you're, screwing up Facebook's bag, right? Facebook makes money when people are on there. So you need to basically be able to advertise to people and collect their information via a lead form or a messenger campaign. And I'll break those down in a second, where basically you can collect their information, gather them as a qualified lead, but also they do not need to leave Facebook or Instagram in the process of collecting that information. So there's two different types of ad campaigns with Facebook that you can run. One of them is a lead form campaign where you're going to have kind of a basic questionnaire with maybe a couple questions like, what service are you interested in? What's your budget? And maybe just like your email and your phone number, right? So you can have a form that they do not need to leave Facebook. They can fill all of that stuff in, and then as soon as they're done, it'll take them right back to their Facebook feed, and they can continue scrolling in the dopamine wasteland, right? Now, another one is a messenger campaign where basically, you've got your ad that's displayed on their Facebook feed with your profile picture, your name, your video or your image here, and there's a little button that says like learn more or get a quote now or something like that. And basically when they click that, it's going to take them to a Facebook message where, again, they see your profile and then they've got their little text box and they can send you a message saying, hey, I'm interested in XYZ service, right? And then from there, within your Facebook Messenger on your Facebook business page or whatever, you can reply to them, again, later on converting them off of Facebook via text message, or you can send them a call or an email or anything like that. Oops. So basically, the main focus of running Facebook ads is to get them to see your ad, get their attention, fill out the form, and then not disrupt their Facebook consumption, right? So they can stay on Facebook while you still get their information and qualify them as a lead. Now, let's talk about another kind of con with Facebook. There is no guarantee of conversion events for your ad spend, excuse me. You are paying for impressions. You are not paying for clicks. You are not paying for calls. Now, again, in the context of Facebook ads versus Google ads, with Google, you're paying per click, you're paying per call. So there is a conversion event that has to happen before your ad spend is drawn from. Now, with Facebook, Facebook is taking your money every time that it gets eyeballs on your advertisement, right? So every time that people are looking at your ad spend, your budget is getting drawn from. So this is great, depending on what your goal is. And again, we'll talk about these pros in a second, but one of them is it allows you to get a lot of exposure and allows you to kind of build a brand, which we'll talk about later. But just understand that, with Facebook ads, there is no guarantee that you are going to get results because Facebook is using your budget to show your ad to people, not get people to convert off of your ad. So that's something that's very important to understand. And because of that, there's a lot more variables that go into making a successful Facebook ad campaign. Now, obviously, this is a pro as well because we get to display videos and pictures on your ad, but there's also going to be copywriting right here, and then you've got your call to action, your learn more, your get quote, or your offer, right? So the reason why Facebook ads work is because you need to have something to offer them, right? Whether it be a free estimate, a free quote. With contractors, with landscapers, this is probably the most popular, easiest way to kind of get people to be interested. They're like, oh, I can get this guy to give me a free estimate. There's nothing to lose. There's no risk involved on their end to fill out their information. Basically, you have to understand that when you're running an ad campaign, there's an exchange of value. Your value is a free estimate where they get to know what it would cost them to have your service done to their property, right? In exchange for that, they are going to give you their information so that they can receive that free quote. So that is the exchange of value that's happening. Now, because there's so many other factors, like you've got your picture and your video ad where you can be talking, you can be showing your work. Then you've got the written copy, the message on your ad, like, hey, do you need lawn services in XYZ area? Work with one of the best contractors in the area, blah, 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 blah. Here's an example of our work. Here's us walking around a job site showing you, hey, my name is so-and-so from this landscaping company. Here's an example of a project we're doing. You know what I mean? So there's more variables that go into dialing in your campaign so that it's going to be as successful as possible. So you need to have good copywriting. You need to have a good video or good pictures to show. And then also you need to make sure that your offer is good as well. So compared to Google, where all people are really seeing is a text bubble on the screen of like highest rated contractor in XYZ area, get free quote now. You know what I mean? There's a lot more variables that go into making a successful ad campaign. On that note, generally speaking, this is just my opinion, and I think people also generally will kind of agree with this, where there's a difference where if you see somebody's campaign on Google, there's just a little bit more credibility there because Google, the way that their ads are set up, it looks just a slightly little bit more professional. Not that you're not seen as professional on Facebook, but generally speaking, you have to present yourself as such on Facebook to really be taken seriously in that way. Whereas on Google, you know what I mean? When people see that you're advertising on Google, it almost indicates more that you're a professional business, because if they're advertising on Google, then they must have money. They must be, reputable. They must be this and that. Google also has things like their guarantee for local service ads. So there's a lot of other factors and information that's displayed in Google ads that adds credibility. Again, not that you can't be taken seriously on Facebook, but it's just something to consider. So now let's talk about some of the pros of Facebook ads, and there are a lot of them. Like we already discussed, because you are using Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, you get lots of reach and exposure because the amount of users that are on Facebook and Instagram are obviously most people, right? Like billions of people. So within your local area, if your shop is here, we'll put our little pin, you know what I mean? The chances are, if you want to reach the most people in your area, all of these people in your local community are on Facebook. So if you want to get seen, running a Facebook ad or Instagram ad or both is very effective. It also allows for visual ads, pictures, and videos. You do not get this with Google. We already kind of talked about this and explained this, but the general idea is that when you're on Facebook, you have more opportunities to showcase yourself, your face, your personality, your branding. People like to relate to and do business with other people. So when you have a Facebook ad and you have the ability to run a video of yourself, talking about your business and how great you are, and give people reasons why you're number one and people should contract you to perform whatever service you're running the ad for, it just gives them an extra layer of personality, of connection, of a human element to it that you don't get necessarily with Google, where most of it is copywriting based. Your Google ads are going to show up like this. You've got your Google guarantee. And then generally speaking, it's just like, number one service area provider, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got your like call now button, right? So you get to present people with a little more information, a little more personality than you do with just a copywritten advertisement. So that's really great, especially for smaller businesses that are just getting started, or for guys that also want to brand themselves as well. Because one of the general principles of marketing and advertising and just business in general is you cannot sell somebody something if they don't know that you exist in the first place. So Facebook ads can be great for branding as well, because let's say you're a newer business, you're just getting started and you want to establish yourself in your local area. Running a Facebook ad campaign to just get people to see you with your company shirt, or maybe showcase, some of your work, and you've got employees working that have your company t-shirt, you show your truck, your branding, your logo, all of that. Now, when people are, out driving around and they see your trucks or they see your lawn signs or they see the other marketing efforts that you're making, they're going to be like, oh, that's familiar. That's that guy. I've seen him somewhere before on Facebook, right? So even if your intention, I keep zooming out, even if your intention is just to get more visibility and brand yourself and increase the awareness that people have within your local area that you even exist in the first place, Facebook can also be great for that. You know what I mean? It's good for getting people's attention and making them aware of the fact that you exist. Now, Facebook can be great for getting a low cost per lead in a specific area. The more dialed in your targeting is, the better return on your ad spend you're going to get, the higher ROAS, I guess you could say, you're going to receive. And generally speaking, when you first start an ad campaign, there's going to be a period of time, typically like 1 to 3 months, where you're dialing in, the targeting and really making sure that, Facebook has data to show your people or show your advertisement to more of the right people. And it's the same with Google. Typically 1 to 3 months, you're going to start to see better results. Now, there is a diminishing return on this. So, let's say that this is time and this is like your ad spend, right? As far as the cost per lead in the beginning, and this is more expensive and this is less expensive. So when you're first starting out, you might be running ads getting anywhere from like $10 to $20 a lead. And then once your Facebook targeting kind of kicks in, once your algorithmic data starts to, affect your campaign a little bit more, now maybe you're getting $12 to like $17 leads. And then it kind of steadily over time levels out. And, obviously, there's only so many people in your local area. And after they've been advertised to for a long period of time, the cost per lead is going to go back up. But typically within 2 to 3 months, you're going to see a decrease in cost per lead. And then slowly over time, it'll start to increase again. And that's going to be the same with Google as well. But generally speaking, you can get a pretty low cost per lead in a specific area running Facebook ads. We already kind of talked about this, but it allows you to brand and advertise at the same time. Again, that's just the awareness piece where people can't buy something from you if they don't know you exist. So running Facebook ads to just build up awareness in your area is great. Now, on Facebook, competition is less impactful than on Google, right? On Google, there's a limited amount of slots that they can display ads in the search results. So typically what ends up happening is the guys with the bigger budget are going to get seen more and get more leads. Even if they're overpaying for those leads, they are taking up market share. They're buying up that exclusive real estate that's on Google because there's a limited amount of display for Google to place your advertisements. With Facebook, again, because our campaign and our budget is getting spent for impressions, Facebook can show your competitor's ad, and then people scroll a couple posts down and they can see your ad as well. So competition is going to be less impactful on Facebook, meaning that your ad spend or your budget or your cost per lead might or might not be as affected by how much competition is running Facebook ads in your area. Whereas typically on Google, may the highest ad spend win might be more of the reality because, again, the limited amount of slots and display that Google has to place your advertisement. Whereas on Facebook, it's may the best ad win, right? And this is, again, where it comes down to having more factors and more variables, your targeting, your copywriting, your media that's displayed on the ad. This is what's going to be more impactful because your competitor could be running a Facebook ad that's up here in someone's feed, this one, and then maybe they've got 1 or 2 more posts, and then they've got your ad that they're looking at. Now, maybe they scrolled past your competitor's ad because, they didn't display good information. It wasn't very eye-catching. There wasn't a lot of value that they provided there. But then they come down and they see yours and they're like, oh, this guy's got a cool video. He's got good copy. He's got a compelling offer. He looks professional, looks legitimate, looks like someone I'd want to do business with. He's talking in the video. He's showcasing a little bit of his personality. I like this guy. There's way more information and value in this advertisement than this one, which was just a still image that someone was running, a picture of their lawnmower saying, hey, do you need lawn mowing services? That's not going to convert well. So it gives you the opportunity to really stand out. And your competition is not going to be as big of a factor, I feel like, on Facebook compared to Google, because you can just create a better advertisement in general, whether it be the copywriting, the media, the pictures, everything involved in the package of putting it together and displaying that to people. And that can get you better results than someone else that's running Facebook ads just by having a better offer and a better ad in general. So those are some of the pros and cons of Facebook. Again, kind of comparing and contrasting them to some of the things on Google. I will have another video on Google ads and kind of breaking it down in a similar fashion to this, going through the pros and cons. If that's something you're interested in, definitely subscribe and like the video, and you guys will see that when it goes live. I'm in the process of creating all of these videos on these different ads to hopefully make them make as much sense to you guys as possible and just educate you and hopefully, point you in the right direction and see if this is something that's good for your company or something you're interested in running. So let's talk about, kind of in conclusion, who Facebook ads are good for. Now, Facebook ads are great if you're just getting started. And Facebook ads are also great if you're an established company. So whether you're a solo owner operator or, you've got a bunch of employees running multiple crews, multiple trucks, Facebook ads can be equally beneficial for you guys. So I would say that generally speaking, Facebook ads do work. If you're targeting your ad and your copy is all great and structured in a way that's compelling, you're going to see good results. Obviously, I run Facebook ads for my clients, and I would not be doing that if I didn't think that there was a return on investment to be made for them. Obviously, my intention is to get my clients the best results possible. So I would not be putting their money into anything that I didn't think was going to be beneficial for them. So I have also got clients where we run Facebook ads and Google ads in tandem at the same time, and that's also very effective. So if you're a local business just getting started out and you're interested in running Facebook ads, I will have a link down below where you can book a call with me to see if maybe this is something that'd be interesting for you. Maybe we can talk about some of your other marketing efforts that you've made and see if this is something that would work good for you guys. So this is my calendar. I'll have a link to this down in the description of the video. If you're interested in getting some more information, seeing if this is something that's right for you, and also talking to an expert that works with other landscaping companies, and this is all we do, I'll have a link to this down below. You can book a call with me and we can go over all of that further information if you desire. If not, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I've got more content coming out soon, trying to make it as easy as possible for landscapers to understand marketing and where their money can be best spent and some of the best practices as far as getting results to help grow and scale your business. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching, taking 20 something minutes of your time to come and see what I got to say. Hopefully this was beneficial. Hopefully you got some value out of this. And I wish you guys the best this season. Hope you are having a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.